Headlines for this week include International Women's Day, the Polar Plunge, and a legislative forum. Stay tuned, WMCM's Week in Review is next.
Hello, and thanks for watching WMCM's Week in Review. I'm Brandon Wagner.
And I'm Rachel McGraham. Tomorrow, March 8th, is International Women's Day. International Women's Day is a globally recognized day that celebrates the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women everywhere. The day has been celebrated for well over a century and is recognized by millions of people around the world. Every year, the day has a theme, this year's being #BalanceForBetter. Tonight, UWL will be celebrating this day by hosting a panel event with women from various countries to discuss the advances and challenges to achieving gender equity. The program will be held in the Bluffs Room in the Student Union starting at 5:30 p.m. with appetizers beginning at 5 p.m. You won't want to miss this event.
More than 400 La Crosse community members gathered at Pettibone Beach on Saturday to partake in the Polar Plunge. The event is coordinated by Polar Plunge Wisconsin, in which members of the community are able to jump into the Mississippi River and other areas throughout the state to show support for Special Olympic athletes. Through its 21 years of existence, more than $20 million has been raised to fund the events and athletes at the Special Olympics. This year, Polar Plunge Wisconsin has raised over $770,000, and that number is continuing to rise. Thank you to all event participants and donators for helping this great cause.
Last Friday, the UWL Sport Management Association hosted the first annual sport networking event, which was sponsored by GPP Sports and the La Crosse Loggers. The event was held in Centennial Hall's Hall of Nations and included panelists from various sport organizations, including Northwoods baseball teams, the La Crosse YMCA, and the NCAA. Around 30 students participated in this awesome networking event. The UWL Sport Management Association is a student-run organization that meets twice a month to build skills, create opportunities, and make connections in the field of sport. If you are interested in joining the club, contact the club's president, Melissa Petroff, at petroff.melissa@uwlax.edu. The weather has been quite eventful this winter in the La Crosse area, and the cold and snow just doesn't seem to stop. We sent out a WMCM crew to gather ideas on how to survive the treacherous conditions.
It's been a record-breaking winter here on campus and beyond in the La Crosse community. La Crosse saw the fourth most precipitation during the meteorological winter, which ran from December 1st to February 28th. During that same time frame, La Crosse saw its sixth snowiest winter, with 50.2 inches of snow total. This was a whole 20 inches snowier than the average of 30 inches between 1981 and 2010. The meteorological winter also saw the coldest low temperature since 1996, when the temperature hit 33 below on January 30th. The main issue around campus has been students having to walk in the cold and the lack of parking due to the snow. Students have been forced to park near the middle of the street in some cases due to the fact that the snow is so high on the sides of the road. Students like Tyler are still driving to school, however, because of the frigid temperatures.
I'm lazy and I drive.
Emily says her heat bill has been on the rise because of the cold winter.
Paying a more expensive heat bill, which isn't so fun.
Another snowstorm could impact the area this weekend, and Sean, a La Crescent resident, says he stocks up on food to prepare.
Well, I tried to stock up on stuff before winter started.
To prepare for this type of weather, it is recommended to bundle up with multiple layers and use scarves, mittens, and hats. To reduce cars on the streets around campus, you could carpool with friends as much as possible, and if you are walking, be sure to watch out for ice patches and walk with caution. For WMCM, this has been Sam Brink, Brady Fisher, and Hunter Baumgart.
Now here's Kyle Tanis to talk about events on campus.
Thanks, Brandon. Well, we are coming to the end of the week again, but there are still events happening on campus before the end of the week. This Friday, UW La Crosse will be hosting a legislative forum on campus. This event is open and free for students to attend. This is a great opportunity for students to get to know their state political representatives and to learn about the current issues being discussed about the state of Wisconsin. Legislators at the event will be discussing the topic of the Wisconsin state budget. Legislators who will be attending the forum include Representatives Steve Doyle, Lauren Oldenburg, and Jill Billings, as well as State Senator Jennifer Schillings. Senator Schillings is a Wisconsin state senator of the 32nd District of Wisconsin, which encompasses all of Crawford and La Crosse counties. Senator Schillings has backed the newly elected state governor, Tony Evers, on his 2019-2021 state budget called the People's Budget. Senator Schillings has stated that Wisconsin, quote, has a governor that is listening to Wisconsinites and connecting the dots to create a budget that reflects our values. The event will be held in room 3314 of the Student Union on March 8th from 2 p.m. until 3:30 p.m. The event is sponsored by UWL's Joint Legislative Committee and other sponsors including the Faculty Senate, the Department of Political Science, and Public Administration. For more information on the event, check out the events calendar page on the university's website. Now, back to you, Brandon.
Barrels and Bites is back. This will be the second year that the UW La Crosse Alumni Association is hosting the event, which is set to include food and drinks from local La Crosse organizations, including the Crow, Pearl Street Brewery, and the La Crosse Distilling Company. They will also be having live music provided by Audio Jack, a silent auction, and much more. Barrels and Bites is scheduled for Thursday, March 28th from 6 until 8 p.m. in the UW La Crosse Cleary Alumni and Friends Center. On the day of the event, admission will cost $50, but you can go online and purchase tickets in advance for only $40. For more information, call the Alumni Association at 608-785-8489. La Crescent Animal Rescue has many pets in need of loving homes. Here are some of the animals available in this week's edition of Perfect Pets.
Hi, I'm Andy. I love to play and hide it in small, confined spaces. I need a home with lots of toys and space to run around.
Seize the means of toy production. Hi, I'm Bernie, and I may look wild, but I also just love to lounge around. Ooh, a toy!
Hello, my name is Jinx. I may be shy, but I love to explore. Take me home today.
To find out more about adoption, contact La Crescent Animal Rescue at 507-895-2066.
Again, the number for the La Crescent Animal Rescue is 507-895-2066. If you're looking for a last-minute spring break trip to go on, then the UWL Outdoor Connection has got you covered. Outdoor Connection is offering 3 incredible spring break trips that students can still sign up for. Experience the adventure of a lifetime sandboarding at the White Sands National Monument in New Mexico, or spend your week climbing in Arkansas. If you want to go somewhere warm, then sign up for the Florida backpacking trip to explore the trails, springs, and rivers of Central Florida. For more information, to sign up, go to www.uwlax.edu/recsports. Every spring, UWL's art department hosts creative imperatives. We sent a WMCM crew to check out the event.
This weekend, the College of Liberal Arts hosted Creative Imperatives, a festival that is open to the community and brings together works from performance and fine arts, as well as music, and new this year, English, cultural studies, and political studies. This year marks the 7th consecutive year of the festival, which spans across the UWL campus. The focus of this year's festival was Freedom Unbound. The festival hoped to spark conversations of the freedoms we lack and have in our daily interactions with the world around us. From captivating performances to speakers and open labs, the festival helps students to find new and unique perspectives of what freedom means to them. In order to continue the conversations, the festival welcomes a multitude of professors from various disciplines within the College of Liberal Studies. The festival also hosts guests from around the country that are masters in their fields. Each guest allowed students to gain experience from the professionals in a given area and engage in meaningful conversations. In addition to the speakers and professors, students were also able to showcase their works in hope of engaging in similar conversations. If you weren't able to attend this year's festival, keep an eye out next spring when Creative Imperatives returns. For WMCM, this has been Chip O'Brien and Brandon Gerlach reporting at the Center for the Fine Arts.
To learn more about upcoming events similar to Creative Imperatives, please visit UWL's Visual and Performing Arts webpage. UW La Crosse has been selected to be part of a virtual food drive that is happening nationwide. The event was started by TIAA and Nuveen to aid the 30% of students across U.S. campuses that experience a lack of food in their lives. La Crosse is one of 44 colleges and the only Wisconsin school in the drive. Purchasing a pack of food items ranges anywhere from $10 to $250, and donations of $25 or more can be matched by the organization. To donate, visit yougivegoods.com and click on the Donate to a Cause link. The drive will end next Thursday, March 14th. Additionally, donation of food items or cash are always accepted at the Cove in the Student Union. Each week, the WMCM crew goes out and talks to your fellow peers in a segment we call Campus Insight. This week, they asked students if a hot dog is a sandwich.
We're asking people, is a hot dog a sandwich?
I believe a hot dog is a sandwich if it's in between two pieces of bread, considered on a bun, you can put toppings on it. Yeah, that'd be a sandwich in my book.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, it's not.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes, I believe a hot dog is a sandwich.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No, it is not, and the reasoning, no idea. The idea of a sandwich is a very abstract concept, and really, in the same way that art, can encompass so many different things.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Hot dog a sandwich?
Hell no.
Meat between buns,
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Well, I don't think a hot dog's a sandwich unless you have a bun. If you have the hot dog and you have the bun, then I'd consider it a sandwich. If it's just a hot dog, then it's just a hot dog.
So is a sandwich art?
Yes. A sandwich is art.
Look for the WMCM crew around campus for a chance to have your opinions heard on next week's Campus Insight. And now here's Mason Polk with a review of the movie Air Bud.
What do dogs and basketball have in common? Besides being two of my 3 favorite things in the world, they're also the stars of one of the best movies ever filmed, Air Bud. When an abusive clown gets rid of his dog, a boy finds him, they bond over the game of basketball and join a team together. If that line doesn't already have you hooked, I think the trailer will.
You had your chance.
A dog who needed a home. A boy who needed a friend.
Hey, boy. Good boy.
And the game that brought them together.
You like basketball? Mom, do you remember when I used to have a hamster?
You want another hamster?
Not exactly. Hey, boy, come and get it. Come and get it. No way.
The dog is in the house. Walt Disney Pictures presents the story of 2 unlikely friends who saw their shot.
What the heck's going on here? Ain't no rules that the dog can't play basketball.
And took it.
Regular Michael Jordan. Even more amazing than the Timberwolves' miraculous midseason turnaround is Buddy. But this is no ordinary golden retriever.
I believe you got my dog.
Buddy, come on. Hey!
For the underdog in all of us. Disney's Air Bud.
Does he dribble? No, but he might drool a little bit.
This movie set off a string of spin-offs that saw Buddy playing volleyball, football, and baseball, but nothing will ever come close to the original. Just imagine being on a team that actually lost to a dog. While this movie may not be the most realistic, I was still hopeful, and I remember going out as a kid and trying to play with my dog. Sadly, he wasn't as good. I hope that kids can relate to this wonderful underdog story, and despite the fact that this movie only had a 45% on Rotten Tomatoes, I give it 2 paws up. Stay tuned to WMCM. Mark Carstens will be back with this weekend's weather. But first, here's a message from Student Body President Ben O'Connell.
Into the UWL Presidential Address Semester 2 edition, I'm Ryan Giannoni alongside continued Student Body President Benjamin O'Connell, and he has a special message for the students.
Yeah, thanks for having me back. A lot is happening right now. Actually, next week, on March 12th, we will be sending out the nomination papers for the next elections, which will be in April. So stay tuned on your email for the papers. It's going to be very exciting, and we need more people running. Aside from that, we actually went on a lobbying trip last week to the state capitol. We did a lot in terms of advocating on the state budget and then also student loan refinancing. And then finally, one last big thing that we've had going on is UW System student representatives meetings. And what actually happened at our last reps meeting is our nominee for traditional student regent was selected and endorsed by the entire body as our sole nominee to send on to Governor Tony Evers for his Board of Regents picks. So very exciting. We've got another reps meeting coming up this weekend in River Falls. And just a lot happening with Student Association.
You heard it there, lots of great stuff. So we'll see you guys next week for our next address, and thank you guys for listening.
I'm Ben O'Connell, and I approve this message.
Hello, everyone. I am Mark Carstens with this week's weather. For tonight, a low of 13 degrees, winds coming out of the southeast at 3 miles per hour, cloudy tonight, a little cold. And then for Friday, 35 degrees high during the day, winds out of the south-southeast at 4 miles per hour and partly cloudy. And then for Saturday, a high of 36 degrees, a rain-snow mix. So may want to be careful on the roads, walking, driving. Winds out of the east-southeast at 17 miles an hour. And then for Sunday, a high of 33 degrees, cloudy, and then winds out of the west-northwest at 19 miles per hour. And now I'll hand it over to Nate with this week's interview.
Thanks, Mark. This week I am joined by Sarah Lambert, who is a cast member of the UWL Theater Department's musical Urinetown. Sarah, how's it going today?
Pretty okay. Yeah. Start back up with shows today.
So tell me a little bit about the show.
It's a comedy musical. I believe it came out on Broadway in the early 2000s, 2001 or 2002, if I believe. It's kind of like a parody of musicals themselves, where it kind of makes fun of all of the typical tropes that you find in a musical, like the really sweet and innocent female character, played up even dumber and sweeter than normal. But the whole play is kind of a political commentary, which is actually unfortunately becoming more and more relevant, about corporate greed. And I won't give away too much without you seeing it, but that's the basic premise of the show.
Sure. So tell me about your role in the play.
I play Miss Millennium, which is one of the rich people in the show. The show kind of is written to be split into rich people and poor people, and so I play one of the rich people. That's pretty much the beginning of it.
How long have you guys been working on this show? I feel like you've been working on it for a little while now.
Well, we had auditions all the way back in November. And then we have early week rehearsals, which means we come in a week to a week and a half before the semester even starts, just to like have choreography boot camp as we talk about it. And then we start blocking the show, and then we've been running it. So I've probably been working on this for like 2 or 3 months at this point.
Okay, so just give me your real quick pitch. Why should people come see the musical this weekend?
Because it's funny as heck. And even though it is a comedy, it does still have something to say and something to contribute about the political climate that we're in. But if you're not a political person, you can still enjoy the laughs.
And we do have quite a few showings that we have. We have, of course, tonight, and then tomorrow night and Saturday night, and then one more matinee on Sunday afternoon there. So we have that show going on. Tell me about some of the other shows that the theater department is going to be putting on this semester.
This semester we have 2 more shows besides Urinetown. The next show that's going to be put on is Cat in the Hat, which is a children's show, which does performances for elementary schoolers, but there are public performances if you want to go see it on a Saturday afternoon.
Yes, I believe we have one public performance there, or one day of public performance.
And then the next show, Country Wife, which performs the 2 weekends before the week of finals. And that's a restoration comedy, so it's a style. The whole show is basically one big sex joke.
So that sounds like a really good way to unwind right before finals there.
Oh yeah, real good time to just tune in.
That's about the time that everyone, I know I'm going to be stressed out to heck, and I'm going to really need something to just sit down and laugh about. Are you going to be in either of those shows there?
I am going to be in Country Wife. I'll be playing Miss Lady Fidget.
Okay, and that's going to be your final role here?
No, actually. I do have one more semester in the fall, so I haven't been cast in another show, but hopefully it's not my last show, because I do still have one semester left.
I was going to say, I know you did have your senior show just a little while ago, which is something for those unfamiliar, senior theater people, as well as any of the art people, have to put on. Tell me a little bit about that show.
Well, basically, I have to put together a half-hour-long performance consisting of scenes and musicals or duets or anything that I choose to kind of showcase what I've learned at my time here and also what kind of character I'll be doing in the professional world. And I have to pick out the scenes, block the scenes, get all of my designers together, and it's very, very stressful.
Yeah,
it's why it's my capstone.
Sounds like a lot of work.
It is.
Well, thank you, Sarah, so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, stay tuned. Jeremiah Waite will be right back with this week's sports. But first, let's take another look at some of those adorable animals in need of loving homes in this week's edition of Perfect Pets.
Hi, I'm Andy. I love to play and hide in small, confined spaces. I need a home with lots of toys and space to run around. Seize the means of toy production. Hi, I'm Bernie, and I may look wild, but I also just love to lounge around. Ooh, a toy!
Hello, my name is Jinx. I may be shy, but I love to explore. Take me home today.
To find out more about adoption, contact La Crescent Animal Rescue at 507-895-2066.
Again, the phone number for La Crescent Animal Rescue is 507-895-2066. The University of Wisconsin La Crosse Eagles men's basketball team competed last Friday in the Division III NCAA tournament for the first time in 13 years at Nebraska Wesleyan University against the Tommies of St. Thomas, Minnesota in the first round. The Eagles were hoping that this time their stay would result in their first tournament win in program history, as this was the second time in school history that they were going to be able to make it to the NCAA tournament. So because of copyright issues, I'm not able to play this video that we have, so we're just going to go to stats right away at the end of the game. So the Eagles were led by Ben Meinholz with 16 points, and the Tommies finished 12 of 27 from behind the arc and were led by Ryan Lindbergh, who finished with 24 points. The Eagles finished the season at 17-10 and placed second in the WIAC conference during the season. The University of Wisconsin La Crosse gymnastics squad is set to compete at the 2019 Wisconsin Intercollegiate Athletic Conference Championship this Saturday, March 9th. The meet will begin at 2 p.m. at the Johnson Fieldhouse at the University of Wisconsin-Stout. It will be the 46th edition of the conference championship. The conference meet also serves as the West Region qualifier for the National Collegiate Gymnastics Association, which is scheduled for Saturday, March 23rd at the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh. The top 3 teams and individual qualifiers from the WIAC Conference Championships will advance to that meet. UWL has won a league record 24 WIAC titles in school history
including 19 in the last 25 seasons. Hopefully, the Eagles will be able to claim their 25th WIAC title in school history, which is the most in conference history. Every week on WMCM, we highlight an exceptional student athlete in a segment called Athlete of the Week. Let's take a look at who I interviewed this week. Hello again, and welcome to Athlete of the Week. I'm Jeremiah Waite, and I'm happy to have Ben Meinholz from the men's basketball team. Ben, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. So, Ben, what year are you in school, and what's your major?
I'm a senior this year, and my major is recreational management.
So, the men's basketball team, great season this year. You guys placed second in conference. What was that experience like hosting a home playoff game for the first time in your playing career?
Actually, we were able to hold one my freshman year when we won conference. But, you know, it was still really cool for, you know, me and my buddies and all of our senior class to be able to, you know, outright win second place in conference and to be able to host a playoff game in front of everyone, you know, in front of our crowd where we were really good this year.
Absolutely. So, selection Sunday process, or should I say Monday, when you found out. Did you guys have any idea that you guys were going to get an at-large bid into the NCAA tournament?
We, like, as players, had no idea. I think our coaches knew that there was a chance, but they knew that it was kind of slim after we lost to Platteville, so they didn't want to, like, get our hopes up and then have us find out that we weren't going to make the tournament. So, like, deep down, they always kind of knew, but we didn't. And so Monday, our coach called us in for a meeting and instead found out that we had practice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. So, tournament experience, you guys played in Nebraska. So what was that experience like? Obviously, you guys had a tough loss to St. Thomas. It seemed like they couldn't miss a three-pointer the whole game. But what was that experience like for you and the team?
That was sweet. I mean, that was the second tournament appearance in our school history. So for us to have that experience, you know, give a lot of our young guys that experience, it was really cool. I mean, you get treated a little bit differently than just like your typical road game. So it was pretty cool. It's a pretty neat experience.
That's awesome. Well, Ben, thanks again for joining Athlete of the Week. For our viewers, please join me as I interview another athlete next week. Now, back to the studios. Wait, that was me with the interview, so I guess I'm kind of a big deal here at WMCM. In other sports news, the University of Wisconsin lacrosse wrestling team will be sending 5 wrestlers to compete at the 2019 NCAA Division III Championships this Friday and Saturday, March 8th through the 9th. Action is scheduled to begin at 10 a.m. Central Time on Friday and 9 a.m. Central on Saturday at the Berglund Center in Roanoke, Virginia. Senior Logan Schlew of Menominee High School enters the championships at 149 pounds with a 23-10 record and will be facing 7th-seeded Tyler Gazaway of Roger Williams University out of Rhode Island in his first match. Junior Conrad Ernst of Onalaska High School is undefeated on the season at 25-0 and is seeded 4th at 285 pounds for the meet and will face off against Connor Calkins of Rochester Institute of Technology out of New York in his opening match. The first of 3 sophomores to make it for the Eagles is Sawyer Sarbacker out of Mineral Point High School, who finished the season at 17-11, 125 pounds, and wrestles Josiah Gare from Messiah College out of Pennsylvania in the first round. Josh Stanger of Huntley High School in Illinois finished the season at 21-8, 125 pounds, and faces the winner of Ricky Cavallo of Johns Hopkins University out of Maryland versus Brock Rathbun from Wartburg College out of Iowa. Lastly, Grant Zanin of Gurney High School in Illinois, who finished the season at 26-5, 157 pounds, wrestles Richard Burke of Baldwin Wallace University out of Ohio. We from WMCM wish these 5 wrestlers the best of luck. And with that, that's all for this week's sports. So, you guys, what are your plans for this weekend with this lovely weather that's going to be coming in?
Well, I'm going to go see You're in Town tomorrow night. One of my good friends is a character in it. I don't really know exactly.
Not because we had someone here for the interview today?
I mean,
that didn't help you with that at all?
Sold it.
Oh, she sold it?
She sold the musical for me, but I already have my tickets.
Well, that's why we brought her here.
But I'm really excited to see it because I think it's going to be really funny. So what are you doing?
Awesome. What am I doing? Well, I work Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. but that probably won't stop me from partaking in, you know, some activities throughout the evening into the night. What about you?
Yeah, so with the nice weather, I'm planning to go snowboarding, hopefully.
Nice.
I mean, if it gets too warm, the snow's going to start melting, so yeah. But thanks for watching WMCM's Week in Review. Make sure to join us next week, Thursday, at 4:30, right here on Campus Channel 200 and Digital Cable Channel 989.